it's the tide's changing here, and welcome to part 14 of Let's Build a Mediterranean House. In today's part, we will work on the second bedroom and the bathroom for that bedroom as well. The first thing that I did though before going on to the bedroom was I changed a few things from the bedroom we worked on last time, because a few of you had suggestions in the comments, and one of the suggestions was to change the floor in the bathroom to be something different. And I looked at it and I was like, and I realized that you guys were right, because it was kind of weird to have the same floor and then, I'd be using that floor too much. Also, someone else said to replace the table lamp and the end table, since I use the ones from the living room and that isn't something that is usually done. People don't usually use the same furniture in the living room as in the bedroom. So yeah, I changed it to different ones. But here I had to fix a few things in the bathroom. And I don't know if you saw there, but I changed a mirror. I think I mentioned that in the last part that I changed it. But I just changed it to that bigger one and then put columns on either side of it. I also changed the color of the wall to be brown, which looks a little bit better, and changed the wall near the showers from tile to rock. But here as you can see, I already replaced the end table, and now I'm just trying to figure out a different lamp. And I used that one from World Adventures. It's kind of a nice fancy lamp. So it's something different than what's in the living room, and I think it looks really nice. And that end table I think is kind of like the Spanish Mediterranean style one that came with base game. I guess that's what it's supposed to be, but I mean, it fits in. And I also changed the chair to be white because someone else suggested that I do that, since I guess the green looked a little strange. So yeah, I changed that as well. And now we are finally going to move on to the other bedroom, and I put a fireplace into it just because I wanted that to be a nice sitting area, the fireplace. And I got rid of the whole chimney because I didn't really want that in there. And I mean, the fireplace will still function, you just won't have anything come out the top of it. But I mean, I guess that's fine, it's not really a big deal. And I put that tile in the sitting area and then the carpet in the rest of the bedroom. So this bedroom is kind of split apart. So where the fireplace is, it's going to be, like I said, a sitting area. The area in the middle is where the bed will be. And then the area off to the side where I'm putting in the closet at will be kind of like a wardrobe area where the dresser is and the hamper and some mirrors. I think this bedroom is bigger than the one that we made in the last part. The bathroom is smaller though. In the last part I said that for, my Let's Play Sims that I was going to have Roxy have that one that we did last part, but I actually think that I'm going to have this be Roxy's bedroom because, like I said, it's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to have her get married at some point, probably before whenever they move into this house. So it'd probably be better to give her and her future husband the bigger bedroom, with its own little sitting area. It's a little more private, so I think that'd be better for a married couple than the other bedroom. And then that one that we made last time can be Millie's, and then Eric will have the smallest bedroom upstairs because he's a guy and guys don't care about I don't know. I don't know. Eric's just gonna get the smallest bedroom up there. The girls will have the bigger ones. But here I am putting in the bed, and I ended up using this one from Ambitions. It's a nice fancy little bed. It was a little bit more expensive than the one I put in the other bedroom, but it wasn't one of the super expensive ones. And here I'm just trying to pick out the colors I'm going to use on the bed. So I had that. I went with that colored wood, and then I just changed the fabric that was on that bed to be... I went through a few different ones, but I wanted this bedroom to have sort of a green theme. I like green, and originally I kind of avoided having green, but like I've said before, things end up being green or blue. But I ended up going with this pattern that looks kind of like, it reminds me of snowflakes, although I don't think it is snowflakes, but that's just what I think of when I see it. And I actually use the same end table that I used over in the other bedroom just because I liked it, and I think it goes well with the theme of the house. So yeah, I used that one, and I was trying to, see how a couple other beds would look in there. But, the beds that were fancier were a little bit too expensive. They were more expensive than what I wanted to use because, like I said before, I'm trying to keep this house from being ridiculously expensive. My goal is to keep it under $300,000, and I think at the end of this part it was $260,000, I think, somewhere between $260,000 and $270,000. So, we've got about $30,000 more, before we go over the goal. So I think it should be fine, especially since the last bedroom that we have to do will be a little bit smaller. So, hopefully it won't cost as much to furnish. I'm not exactly sure how much this bedroom cost to furnish. I can't remember what it was at the end of the previous part, but I did use the same lamps as that I used in the other bedroom because I like them, and here I'm using those same curtains again. I originally made them this orange color, not yellow, because I was trying to do something different, and here I'm just putting in that wood ceiling that I used everywhere else. And then I noticed that there's some random ceiling tiles floating around. I don't know what that's about. That's weird glitch that I get sometimes. I don't know if any other builders have encountered that, where you have like floor tiles that you can't see the top of them, but then you see the underneath like it's a ceiling and they're all screwed up. And then you have to go and delete them, but yeah, they're kind of annoying, but I get that sometimes, especially with the more complex homes that I use the constrained floor elevation false cheat in. But here I was adding in some knickknacks, so I had those books there to make it look like, I don't know, the room was more lived in or something like that, and then I had that plant there. And here I'm just picking out a rug to go there under the bed. And usually, you know, if you probably notice whenever I put rugs in, I almost always make them a solid color. For whatever reason, I don't really like putting patterns on rugs, or unless it's a very subtle pattern. I don't know why. Especially if, you know, the bed has a pattern on it. I guess if the bed was a solid color, then it wouldn't be so bad to use a pattern on the rug, but I typically like to keep rugs more of a solid color. I don't know why. That's just my preference. I don't like to have a ton of patterns going on all over the place. You know, I like to have one main pattern and then everything else be kind of solid. I ended up changing those orange curtains to be a green, similar to what the bed was, because I didn't really like that orange color, so I just kind of wanted to be green, but I kept the orange on that picture frame there, so, you know, that's a little bit different. And here I'm picking out an end table to put at the foot of the bed, just because, you know, I thought it'd be nice to have an end table at the foot of the bed and then put some flowers and picture frames and some other nice stuff on that. So I used the one that actually matches the end tables, and I put that little palm tree looking plant there, and I also put that nice photo frame from the Master Suite Stuff pack in there as well. So here you can kind of see how the bed area is coming along. And next thing that I did was I put a picture on that wall as well, because, you know, I wanted there to be a picture over there, so I put in that nice one of a fishing scene. And I ended up getting rid of the plant and the books because, I don't know, I didn't really like them. Now I'm just taking the curtains and then putting them in the rest of the room as well. And I also wanted to put a painting right in that area right there across from the bed. So I just want to put something small, and originally put that little painting in there, but I don't really like it in there, so I used that one. And like I said, I just wanted something small, you know, nothing too crazy, since there's all, you know, those paintings near the bed. And I played around with putting paintings on this wall right here. So I had that airplane one, which, I don't know, didn't really fit in that well. But I ended up getting rid of it, and then I put a plant in that corner there, and right there I ended up putting in a large wardrobe, you know, rather than a shorter dresser, just because, I don't know, that kind of goes with the whole more old-fashioned theme, because, you know, the wardrobes like that, I guess it's something, it reminds me of something you would see in an older house. And here I put in that bear fur rug and changed it to be white, and here I'm putting in that same mirror. I use that over in the other bedroom, but I really like that mirror from Master Suite Stuff. So I put that in that corner right there, and then put that little painting over there. I also wanted to have a chair in this area right here, so I used the same one that I used over in the living room, just because I really like that chair, and I just really like the nice old-fashioned look of it. And I changed it to be, you know, the original color scheme that it came in, you know, with the white rather than keeping it green, just because, you know, everything, there's already a lot of green. And I did play around putting a bookshelf in that spot there, and I also am changing the color of that picture frame right there to match how I had the other one. I also changed the color of that chair, but the dark wood didn't really look right with the lighter color of it. And I also got rid of that bookshelf because I didn't really like having it there. So I think that's pretty much about the furniture in there, and, you know, I also swapped out that plant. So there's not a ton of furniture in that wardrobe area. And here I experimented with putting a mirror behind the fireplace, just because, I don't know, I thought that would look interesting, but it kind of reminds me of something you would see in a house from like the 70s, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense, but mirror walls just seem like something that was from the 70s and 80s. I don't know, I wasn't alive in the 70s and 80s, but yeah, that's just what it feels like. But I put some plants and some picture frames on top of the fireplace as well. And here I was just trying to pick out a painting to put on that wall right there. I put in that airplane one initially, but that one never really looks right. I don't know, it doesn't really look right in here. So I put in that one that you saw just a few seconds ago, and here, you know, just looking around there. And here I'm putting in that rug there, you know, just the same one that was under the bed, and using those same chairs and just making a nice little sitting area. So it's just those two chairs, and I guess, you know, this room's good for a couple, so you can sit on the, you know, sit on in front of the fireplace and talk. And I did get rid of those mirrors just because they looked a little strange. And I put that rose painting in above the fireplace, and then, you know, I put another one up above it since they're a little bit small. And next, what I'm doing is I'm putting in the fireplace tools right there, just, you know, for a bit of realism. And I tried putting in a coffee table, but I felt like the area was kind of too small and it didn't really look right. And I put in a little bookshelf right next to the fireplace, just because I thought it would be good to have a bookshelf in this area. And I tried moving the fireplace tools off the fireplace, but, I just stuck them back on it. Here, I changed the color of the bookshelf to match the rest of the wood. And I just stuck a small, cheapy TV in the corner right there. So, I guess you can sit by the fireplace. You can go slow sit there and watch TV. But I did get rid of the bookshelf and just put a plant in there instead because I felt like a plant would look better than the bookshelf. So I put in that one right there from the Master Suite stuff pack. And here you can see what the living room looks like so far. And I just changed those rose paintings to be that one because I like this one a little bit more. It looks a little bit better. And I changed it to be green to match the rest of the room. So yeah, that is about all the furniture in the living room area. So the next thing that I did was work on the wallpaper. And this actually took me a little while, so I'm just going to talk about something else for a little bit. As those of you who watched the channel update I put up on Monday would know, I am not going to be doing another Let's Build until after this semester's over, which is in the middle of May. And like I said in that, just because they take a little while to do, they take 3 or 4 hours to do, which takes up a lot of my time in the evening, so, it's easier just to do Let's Plays and house building videos. But anyway, I've actually been thinking about, instead of doing another Let's Build, I've been thinking about doing a Let's Create a World. Just because I think that'd be more interesting, and, I saw that, Dutch Sims 3 Master and Sim Supply series, and it inspired me to give Create a World a try again, because I actually had 2 worlds that I worked on and got a good bit of the way into, and then just scrapped. And the reason that, I scrapped 2 different worlds was because I was a bit silly in my approach to doing them. And I decided, I want to make the biggest world I can, and I wanted to have every single lot in it, and I want to do every single lot myself. When you have 100+ lots, doing all those lots can take a lot of time, and I pretty much was just like, I'm never going to finish it, screw it, and I scrapped them. As in scrap them, I mean got rid of the files, which was really, really stupid of me, but yeah, I deleted all the files for those worlds. But I want to give it another try, and, if I do end up doing this, I have a couple months to ponder it. I won't be as silly as I was then, I only do like a medium-sized world, and I wouldn't try to make every single lot myself. I would reuse some of the 100 lots that I have upload to the exchange. So I use some of those that fit into the style of the world. And, I'd also ask you guys for help in making lots for the world, and I would of course build some new ones for the world as well. But, I'd be a bit smarter about it if I did actually do a Let's Create a World series, so I would hopefully actually finish something. But I'm just saying that this now, 2 or 3 months ahead of time, because I'm kind of curious as to what all of your thoughts are on doing a Create a World rather than another Let's Build. So let me know in the comments, what you think of that, and, as I think about it over the next couple of months, take, your thoughts on it into consideration as well. So yeah, just let me know what you think about Let's Create a World in the comments below. Getting back to what I'm doing here, though, as you may notice, I put in columns into the corners there, and that was just because I wanted to have a bit of separation between the accent walls behind the bed and the fireplace, and the more neutral colored walls. And here I'm changing all the wood to be a more old looking wood. There was a pattern from that chair, so I made it a little bit darker, and then now I'm changing all the wood to be that because I felt like the wood pattern I had was a bit too dark and I didn't really like it, so I'm going through and changing everything to this one, and I like it a lot better than the really dark pattern that I had. It looks so much better, and it fits the room a bit better since the, beige color on the walls is a little bit lighter. So it doesn't contrast so much because it just didn't look right before. And here I'm just putting wallpaper in the closet. And now that that's done, I'm going to move on to the bathroom here. And like I said, this one's a little bit smaller than the other one, but I still like how it ended up turning out. Originally I put in this just single sink by itself, and for whatever reason I was experimenting with putting tables in it. I don't know why. I guess I was trying to see if it would look nice, but it didn't. But I tried out a few different tables and I moved it over there. But I didn't end up keeping that lone sink stand. I ended up going with the same kind of counter that I had over in the other bathroom. And I made it have the same wood as what I used out in the bedroom. And here I'm just putting sinks in there. And I'm doing what I did in the other bathroom and putting the big 3-wide mirror in there as well as the columns on the edges of it. And I don't know why, but I like doing that with mirrors. I like having the mirror and then the column on the edges of it to kind of separate it. I think it looks kind of cool. And I changed the countertop to be a marble so it wasn't all wood because that looked a little strange, so I thought the marble looked nice, and it goes nice with the wood that is in there, I suppose. And here I'm just adjusting the columns, to make sure that they're not sticking through any walls and that they're not going to interfere with anything that I put next to the sinks. And I try out a few other colors for the countertop, but I ended up just going back with what I originally had since I felt like it worked the best. And now I'm going to put some things on top of the counter. I put in that little flower right there, and a towel rack there, and I'm putting in a few other bathroom type knickknacks like the hair dryer, as well as a soap pump, since every bathroom has to have a soap pump to be realistic. I don't know. And I was going through, and I also put in a medicine cabinet behind the toilet, and I had some issues with it not snapping to the wall correctly, so I had to do a bit of adjusting to actually get it to go on that wall, and there finally I got it, and I put the toilet in under there. And I always like having the medicine cabinet above the toilet because it's a nice realistic touch. A lot of bathrooms, I guess, have medicine cabinets in them. Usually they're above the sink or next to the sink or behind the toilet, I guess, so that's why I do that. And here I was trying to pick out a pattern for that towel there. I ended up going with that blue striped one right there, so this bathroom is going to be blue themed. What I'm going to be doing next is trying to figure out the best place to put the shower, because I don't like it having showers just kind of with nothing next to them, so I like to have walls next to them, so it looks kind of like the shower is set into a wall, if that makes any sense. So I was just trying to put, one by one column in. I had some issues because of the door into the closet, so I couldn't put the wall in there, but then I moved it, and after that I could. So there's the shower in there, and then I put the hamper over in that spot right there. I would have just had it be, the shower just be in the middle, but I had to put the hamper in somewhere, and I didn't want to risk having Sims not be able to get to something else because the hamper was in the way. And then I also remembered to put a hamper out in that bedroom there. And I think I may have forgotten to put one in the other bedroom. I can't remember if I ever did. I'll have to check that out when I go to record the next part. But as you see there, I put in a towel rack there next to the shower, and it has the same blue theme that the rest of the bedroom has. And I put a painting above it as well, just because I felt like there should be something there. And I changed the color of the curtain to, go with the color scheme that I have going on here. And I changed the border of the painting to be blue as well. And here I'm changing the color of the shower so it matches, because I didn't really like the blue it originally was. And then I decided to use a similar shower from Island Paradise, since it kind of had some patterns on it that I guess I felt suited better. Like, I like that pattern on it. So here I'm just changing the colors of it to match better, and that was the shower that I ended up using. And I changed that painting to be this one just because I didn't really like that one. The reds just didn't really go well with the room, and that one had blue in it, so I decided to use that one instead. And I ended up using a by debug light here because I couldn't get that area right there to be bright enough, and it would have looked weird to have a more visible light just hanging in there. So I was trying to avoid using the by debug lights, but I ended up using one just right there. So hopefully that's not an issue. Sorry about that, I just wanted that area to be actually lit. And here I'm putting in the flooring, and I use the same kind of flooring that I used in the other bathroom, except that I made it more of a gray color. And here I'm just putting in some rugs, so I have a rug there in front of the sink. And next I'm going to be doing the wall in the bathroom, which is the last part of this video. So it took me a little bit to try and figure out the color I wanted to make the wall. I didn't want to make it a light blue, and I also didn't want to make it brown because this bathroom has kind of a cooler color scheme. So I ended up making it a dark blue that you can see here. So the last thing that I did in this part was I put a tile wall up there behind where the shower was, and also in that little 1x1 column next to it. So I changed it to be a gray color, and I changed it to be one that was the same kind of gray color as what the floor was, just so it matches. So I'm putting it there and also behind the shower, as you can see. So that is all that I did in this part. The next part will be up tomorrow, hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thanks for watching, and bye.